Hi, my name is Bruce Hemshoot. I am a senior consultant at Prolifics. I've worked on numerous converted Panther and Jam web applications through the years. The purpose of this video is to show you how to use cascading style sheets, known as CSS, to modernize a Panther grid. Cascading style sheets enable you to change the appearance and layout of all the pages in a website just by editing one single file. For the purpose of this video, I will be using as a Panther client version 5.2 as my screen editor. In Panther, I've created a grid with several columns of data that are populated. I can scroll up and down. Let's take a look at how this will render under Panther on the web. It looks good. We could take some measures to give it a more modern look, adding colors, rounded edges, etc. Let's go back to the Panther editor to do this. I'm going to start out by modifying a property on the screen. The property that I'm interested in is the style sheet source property, which is under web options. So I'm going to click on style sheet source. Under style sheet source, I'm going to select that it's a link, and then I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to look at the style sheet type. My options for style sheet type are CSS and JavaScript. I'm going to select CSS. I'm going to select OK. For the style sheet link, specify the location on your machine where that actual CSS file resides. To do that, I will click on More, and I will type in at this point the actual location. And for me, it is a relative directory called presentation/CSS/bootstrap, and the file is called spider.css. We'll look at that file later. Click Close at this point, and then click OK. The next thing I will do is modify an attribute on the Panther grid frame widget. So I will select that, top grid. I will select the attribute, which is under web options, and it is actually under HTML options. It is called attribute. Now select OK. I will then enter information into the attributes by clicking on the More button, and I'm going to set up the class equals, and it's a table, striped, table-striped, condensed, table-condensed, and bordered, table-bordered. I will click on Close. I will then click on OK, and the next step that I need to do is save the screen. So I'll do a File, Save. Once this is done, I'd like to go back in the browser and reload the page to see what my changes look like. So let's go back into the browser, reload the page. So now you can see that the grid is striped and you have a cleaner, rounded border. At this point, we see the grid with the CSS changes applied, such as the yellowish striping color and the borders. What I would like to do now is to take a few minutes to show you how easy it would be to change the background color for the striping. So what I'm going to do is open up the CSS file in an editor. The particular file I was using was called spider.css. Spider.css is actually importing a couple other CSS files. The one that we'll be looking at is spider_custom.css. This is where I've made my custom changes to set up the yellow striping. So opening up Spider Custom CSS, what I'm going to do is look for the attribute called table striped that contains the color that I'm using. And it's down just a little bit, so let me scroll it up for you. There we go. As you can see, there's a table-stripe, which is what we had specified. And currently our background color is specified right here, and that is the settings for the yellowish color. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and make the striping a color background of aquamarine. So let me do that right now. I'll make the aquamarine active, and I'll make the other one inactive. I will save this file. Okie doke. And now I will go back into my web browser and I will reload the page. As you can see, the color has been changed to aquamarine. By making these changes listed here to your Panther properties and combining it with the CSS attributes such as color, padding, and fonts, it can improve the look and feel of your Panther web application. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.